Emily, I know that you have a wide range of interests outside of music. Tell us a little about them.
At the moment, I particularly love houseplants, which I know is a daft thing to say as an interest, but it was when I moved up to Glasgow, I took with me one aloe vera, and within about 4 months, I've had about 30 houseplants. Classic discovering something small and then really growing with it and finding a great joy and love in it. And that is what has prompted me and inspired me to really enjoy gardening and things like that. Stuff that my parents and grandparents have always loved, and I never really understood why they enjoyed it. And then now I am definitely a budding horticulturalist. I think if I wasn't singing, I would be working at a garden of some big house. That would be what I'd want to do if I wasn't singing. I would be a head gardener at somewhere. I also, what do I?
You mentioned W.B. Yeats's poetry to me at one point.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yes. Oh, W.B. Yeats. It was funny. I didn't realise that I loved his poetry until I was going through the list of the art songs that I love and really love singing, and realised that my top favourites all were settings of W.B. Yeats poetry. And so I went, oh, I see a pattern here. So I went away and bought books of his poetry, and I thought, yeah, there's something about this that really, really sort of just delves into how I see the world and his understanding of human emotion. And it's really spectacular. I don't quite understand what it is about Yeats, but oh yeah, I could wax lyrical about him.
So tell us about your favourite Yeats settings.
My favourite settings are Thomas Dunhill's setting of The Cloths of Heaven, then Frank Bridges' setting of When You Are Old, which is just perfect. Ned Rorem, who's an American composer, his setting of Oh Do Not Love Too Long. I listened to that for the first time and then just promptly cried for about 5 minutes, even though the song was only about a minute and a half. And then a recent addition to my repertoire is Muriel Herbert's setting of The Lake Isle of Innisfree. I'd been looking for a song setting of that for quite a while, and then came across that one, and I found the score but couldn't find any recordings, so I put it to bed. And then only a couple of weeks ago, I thought I'll just have another look around on the internet, see if I can find any recordings. And lo and behold, about a week before, a recording had been added on YouTube of it. So I went on, listened to it, and went, oh, I need to learn this. I need to add this to my repertoire. So yeah, it's wonderful. But listen to The Lake Isle of Innisfree by Muriel Herbert, because it is not well known at all, but deserves much more recognition.
Disc number 7, please.
My disc number 7 is I Will Go With My Father A-Ploughing by Quilter, which if people have been to some of my recitals recently, they will have definitely heard, because I absolutely adore it as a piece and I always bring it out. It's being from an agricultural background, my generations of my family on my mum's side are farmers and have worked on the land. So when I first heard that song on a disc by Lisa Milne, Anthony Rolfe Johnson, and I can't think of a pianist, but by the by, it was I listened to it and went, oh my goodness, this is deeply touched me, and I need to sing this all the time and introduce this to so many different people, because I feel like this really encapsulates my family's history. So that's why I've picked that disc.